Hey there, sweet friends. Welcome to our homestead. And in this week's video, I'm going to be showing you a couple of projects that we've been doing inside and out. So we decided that we are going to fix up the chicken coop a little, and we've also harvested some rhubarb, so I'm going to show you what I was going to do with that. And we are just beginning to start to save the season. So this rhubarb we've got from one of our secret spots that we like to go to. We actually got 18 pounds, which was quite a bit, so I decided that I was going to make some jam with it, and then I was going to freeze it, and then we're going to be making some rhubarb jam. And in the upcoming videos, I would love to show you all the different things that I make with this. So I love rhubarb. I've always loved rhubarb, but I didn't know you could do all the things with it. I thought you could just make strawberry rhubarb pie. I didn't really know you could make jam with it, so I definitely make a nice batch of that. And I vacuum packed a bunch of it up, and I'm popping it in the freezer. We're super excited for that. So in the future videos, I'll be making some rhubarb tea. I'll also be making rhubarb cookie bars. And I have 4 pounds of rhubarb here. And I'm going to have my recipe down in the show notes. It's going to be a link. You could just click on it and it'll go right to my blog. So what I started off is I cut 4 pounds of rhubarb, and then I added a cup of lemon juice, bottled lemon juice, and about 16 cups of sugar. So that's quite a bit, but I doubled the batch. A single batch takes 9 cups, but I doubled the batch, so it took 16 cups. And I boiled it for about a good hour, but I make sure I do the freezer test. So what that is you take a little bit of the jam and you put it on a cold plate and you keep it in the freezer for about 5 minutes. I just use one of my little peanut butter jar tops that I washed, and I'll put a teaspoon of jam in the jar lid and pop it in the freezer for about 5 minutes. And then when you know it's ready, you run your finger across the jam, and if it keeps the ripple, you're good to canning it up. I steam can these for 25 minutes and they were good to go. So now I have rhubarb jam, and it will be shelf stable, and I can just go back to it and use it for all the things. So I use it on toast. I'm going to be making sourdough Pop-Tarts and putting that inside, and it's going to be super delicious. So the hubs and I decided that we were going to upgrade the chicken coop, give it like a facelift. We're going to put a new floor in it, so that's what he's doing now. And then we're going to put a new roost and a new face on the front. So it was desperately needed. I don't want them to go through the winter having a yucky floor again. I'll probably put some linoleum or maybe even a rubber mat down there, but I'm super excited for them to have a little upgrade for their housing, so that's exciting. And my garden is doing well. This is one of my herbal gardens. I have mint in there, a marshmallow. I also have some echinacea. Right here I planted some cucumbers and carrots. And then I have different spices in here I planted with a rogue strawberry. I also have thyme in there. My lemon balm is doing amazing. On the other side I planted Connecticut pumpkins. Right here is my garden rhubarb. I did pluck that, and I'm going to be making a rhubarb vinegar so I can flavor salad dressings and whatnot. And all of my garlic is doing so good, so I'm definitely really psyched about that. This is my garden time. I have to weed out some of the weeds in there. But I'm super excited for the garlic scapes. And then I have some mullein plants in there. That's super exciting because I want to make some mullein ear oil. My little strawberry plants are struggling, but they'll make it through. And then I have some beans in there, and this is my other garlic. So that's just a little bit slower, but that is okay. That is a garlic bulbs that I purchased from the Amish and I planted. And then, of course, my goatee girls are all taking a nap. It was hot that day, and I had cleaned out their little house. So they're just chilling and just having a good time, relaxing, loving life. And I woke them up, so they're all going to be yelling at me. They're actually going to be being weaned soon, around the beginning of June. So you'll be hearing about that. They just love to tell me, Mom, where's my bottle? They're getting about 2 bottles a day right now, 9 ounces in the morning and 9 ounces at night. And of course, they are super spoiled, but they're growing like weeds. We finally got the roost up, and for easy cleaning, it just lifts on the bottom. You can lift that up and then get all of their scat out of there. And I'm actually going to be purchasing some linoleum in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be adding that to that. And for dinner tonight, I have some stew beef in my slow cooker, my best friend in the kitchen. And I have some green peppers and onions in there and some taco seasoning. And I'm going to be making some stew beef taco burgers. And I'm just going to pop some french fries in the oven that I had purchased from Walmart. And that's going to be our dinner tonight. And I just want to show you that we did plant our tomatoes out there. Those are my Roma tomato plants. So they're acclimating really nice. It hasn't been below freezing yet, but we live in the North Country, so I'm just keeping my plants on guard. And this is what dinner looked like, and it was easy peasy on my fine china, and it was actually super delicious, quick and easy. I didn't have to make a fuss, just pop it in the slow cooker, and then that night we ate a nice meal. And we've been getting a lot of eggs still, so I'm actually going to pop some of these in some pickle juice. So I love getting pickles from Aldi's, and I save the juice, and then I'm just going to pop a whole bunch of these into the juice, and they'll be good to go in a couple days. And the rest will be for the hubs, for when he wants a snack, and for breakfasts. And this is my new cup that I ordered. So this is my beautiful coffee cup from the YouTube channel Sage and Stone Homestead. I ordered this from Heather, and I absolutely love it. And it is my favorite coffee cup. And it actually holds a lot of coffee. And this is a new cookbook that I got, Huckle and Goose. I can't wait to make some of the recipes in this book. I'm super excited. If you all know me by now, I love me a good cookbook. I love trying new recipes, and I just love reading my cookbooks. That is one of my kryptonites, is collecting cookbooks. So the chickens seem pretty happy. They got a new facelift on their house, and I just wanted to show you real quick. The new front of the chicken coop is done, and we have a new little ramp for them, and they are super psyched. So that is going to be really handy throughout the years, and hopefully it lasts for quite a while. And off to the side there is the nesting box that we made too. We have a little latch for it just in case of the predators that want to go in and eat my chickens or the eggs. But they seem pretty happy, and they are doing well. So one of the projects that I used some of my rhubarb, this is actually the rhubarb that came out of my garden. I got 1.5 pounds. I'm taking that, and I'm adding about a cup of sugar to a gallon glass jar, and I'm just filling that up with water. I'm just going to fill it all the way to the top, and then I'm going to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar with the mother. So I'm adding like 1/4 of a cup or 1/3 of a cup. Just pouring that all in there, and then I'm going to give it a good mix. Then I'm going to let it sit on my counter for 2 to 3 days, and I can pop it in the fridge, or I can let it go longer. So I can let it sit for at least 4 weeks and just keep stirring it and make a vinegar. So it depends on what I want to do. I'll probably end up making a vinegar so I can flavor all of my salads and whatnot, and just flavor drinks. I love making ferments like this. It has so many different uses, and it tastes really wonderful as well. And as you can see, Ronan is getting humongous. He already weighs almost 40 pounds and is taller than Jack. We're training him to guard all the homestead animals. He knows how to sit, stay, and we're teaching him how to lay down so he can just know his commands. And he is just acclimating wonderfully. This is just the way that they bond. They wrestle and they just have so much fun. They're actually besties now. We also have a cattle dog, and she is around 8 years old, and she definitely doesn't want to wrestle, but she just tolerates him. So I went to Walmart the other day, and all of the geese have finally hatched their little goslings, and they are just so adorable. So Canadian geese, they go south for the winter and they come up here in the North Country where they love to have their babies. So they have their babies in the spring, and I just couldn't resist showing you them. And they do mate for life, so they find a partner and they're with them for their whole life, which is so amazing. And that's it, friends. It was so nice seeing you this week. I hope you have a relaxing, peaceful weekend, and I'll see you on the next one, friends.